Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match on the fastest map between HamburgerSasu and Brain. This was sent to me by RJB. He has his own YouTube channel covering extensively fastest map ever replays. I'm pretty much sure that's all he posts, so if you like these, link in the description to his channel. Go ahead, subscribe to him. He does a lot of replays, and he does a great job. All right, so top right-hand corner, we have the yellow Protoss player, HamburgerSasu, who we have had on the channel before. He is disgustingly good at fastest map. And in the top left, it is Brain, the brown Terran player, who was also disgustingly good at fastest map stuff. I don't even know what to tell you guys. These two are just absolute gods of this. Brain did make some waves recently at ASL by being that fastest map guy, who's also doing well in non-fastest situations. Woo! Pretty excited to see what he'll do here against HamburgerSasu, who is terrifying in his own right. All right, so TVP on fastest map can involve Reavers, can involve Zealots, can involve Marines and Tanks and Vultures and Arbiters and Dragoons and all sorts of fun stuff here, and even Carriers versus Goliaths. So I'm not entirely sure how this plays out, but it's a usually longer fastest map replays. Just to have a better chance of, you know, seeing carriers. So, Forge first here. Going to go ahead and wall off this choke with cannons against early Marine pressure here. And was that a command center first? I think that was a command center. Yes, that was a command center first play after supply depot here from Brain. Wow. He's just going straight for macro. And, oh, hang on a second. It was a Nexus first here as well. So, okay, so nobody gains an advantage. This is just going to be an exceptionally macro-style game here from both of these players. And gateways are coming up. Barracks are coming up. Yep, we're going to do a little bit of a Marine push here with medic support and maybe some fire bats. And, yeah, cannons prevent that. Depending on how many there are, of course. If you have one cannon versus like 12 Marines with stim, no. That is not enough. Just, you know, just adjust accordingly to how many Marines your opponent is making here if you're Protoss. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the content. I am super enjoying the fastest stuff here. Again, thanks to RJB for sending this in. I mean, part of it is that he has subscribed to me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for $10 a month, which gives him the right to send me any replay any month, every month, and I'll cast it, no questions asked. The thing is, he sends me incredible stuff. So, like, I'll be casting this and probably be casting a couple others later on in April here. I don't want to do just one of these. These are really super fun. If you're interested in me doing more of them, let me know in the comments. As usual, leave me a comment and say hello. I will probably say hello right back. If you have a question, great place to put it is in the comments, because I'll answer those questions, everybody. I'm a very question-friendly kind of a dude. If there's been somebody who's asked me a question on the channel in the last 6 months and I haven't answered it, I'd like to talk to that person, because I don't know who it is. I'd be shocked. Anyway, Zealot coming in just to say, how many barracks are there exactly? Well, there's a factory coming in now, so there's 3 barracks. Going to try to dodge these Marines, but I don't think that's happening. He's power walking. He's power walking, trying to avoid these guys who are trying to steal his lunch money, but nope, lunch money has been taken. But yeah, 2 cannons and a Zealot versus this handful, 6 Marines. Yeah, you're fine. Totally fine. Robotics facility coming up. Templar Archives on the way here too. So this could be Storm Drop, is what I'm reading out of HamburgerSasu. His Storm Drops are legendary and just crippling. And if I played against him, he'd Storm Drop me in the first 6 minutes and I would cry, and then I would lose the game. But Brain is much better than I am. His APM is a 350, which, you know, it tells you something. It doesn't tell you everything about the game, but if somebody has 350 APM, they're not bad. Like, no complete noobs have no idea what they're doing are going to be at 350, but that's about it. That's all it tells you. So look, additional cannons coming up because he recognizes, all right, more Marines coming out here. We've got our medic production coming in because our academy is complete. Going for an engineering bay for upgrades and going for a tank. Probably going to get siege mode here in a bit. So going to be a Marine tank style stuff. I like the DTs. I like the DTs here from Brain. And a robotic support bay. Okay, so we can go for storm drops and Reaver defense and Reaver offense and all sorts of great stuff. This is great out of HamburgerSasu. Again, I don't know who to pick in this game. Both these players are legit excellent. I mean, this is honestly probably like Jaedong versus Flash of fastest map. That's who these dudes are. They're just experts at it. They played it a whole bunch. Do we have a ComSat station? We do have a ComSat station with enough energy for one scan. Oh, we're going to DT drop. Zealots up here. Oh, hang on. Let's just... Okay, just shuttle going to hang out in this high ground. And oh, hang on, though. The Marines are stimming after it. Oh, my gosh. Unload. He is forced to unload the DTs to try to save the shuttle. And you know what? I think... it doesn't work. But these Marines... Do you want to waste a scan to save these Marines is the question. You're worried about further DT harass would be my guess. Both of these DTs ganged up on the same Marine, which is not what you want to do. So unstimmed Marines are actually slower than DTs. DTs are better power walkers. Marines are doing more of a march kind of a thing, which, you know, can be a little bit slower than someone who is walking fast, right? Anyway, this is great, man. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. Missile turret at the front to block that off, but these DTs, you know, paying for themselves, I'd say. 2 kills and 4 kills there. 6 Marines down. The shuttle died. The first shuttle died, which totally sucks, but what do? You just keep going on. You keep on keeping on. Ooh, that is a Stargate. I feel like that's more Arbiter play, though, than Carriers. I don't know if you want to go Carriers this early against a player who already has a ton of bio. It's just Marines are really good against Interceptors and Carriers themselves. There's a reason... Well, I was going to say there's a reason you don't see Carriers versus Terran, but it's more that Goliaths exist. But still, Marines are really good against Carriers, too. They just pay for themselves exceptionally well in those situations. Just tear through Interceptors. And you got to pay money for each additional Interceptor if you're Protoss, and is a bad time. Wraith Cloak being researched. Okay. I feel on board for this. Absolutely. Wall of missile turrets coming up here. Traditionally, for Terran, they're more worried about drops than the Protoss players are. That's for sure. But this is 4 shuttles, man. What is in these? High Templar and Zealots. Any Reavers? That'd be super cool. I don't think so, though. Are we going to get any Reavers today? We might not. It might just be bypassing Reavers. But here we go. Trying to get in here and bet on the fact that the shuttle, which contains... Oh, never mind. Nice double storm there. He does get it off. Nice pull ahead, though. Nice early pull on the SCVs. There are still 51 of these SCVs remaining. Some of them continuing to run on out. I think we're done. I don't think there are any more High Templar here, to be honest with you. So that was great. He recognized he couldn't necessarily guarantee he wasn't going to lose SCVs. So beautiful, beautiful play there. Wraiths chase that shuttle away. It does escape with its life. So yeah, a bunch of SCVs died, but I think he's okay. It's 53 to 42 workers right now. Wraiths with Science Vessel support chasing now this poor Dark Templar on foot. As fast as he is, he's not as fast as Science Vessels or Wraiths because they can fly. Flying units are zippy generally, unless you're a Guardian, in which case you're incredibly slow. Even though evolutionarily it doesn't make any sense for that to be the case. So we're pretty even in worker count at this stage. We got cannon on the way. We're just making shuttles here, man. Shuttles all live long day out of the robos. Are we transitioning into mech would be my question. Not still a ton of bio. A bunch of bio with, gosh dang, 1,000,000 Wraiths in here. Did I miss a Wraith attack on this probe count? I might have. But I mean, there's cannons. I don't know how effective a Wraith attack would necessarily be. I guess these cannons are new, though. I might have missed a Wraith attack, you guys. I'm sorry if that's the case. Tank drop, a little bit more substantial if you're worried about stacked up probes. So here comes here comes that drop ship, and the pull of the probes is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and try to knock down those cannons just so future harass is a little bit more effective. This tank, not quite sure. I'm not sure why you'd land here at all. So your dead. Dropship doesn't even bother to save him, unfortunately. High Templar gets in. Does get a storm off. Ends up completely dead, though, to these Marines as well. And it was a good effort. So we're 56 to 61 workers. We are dead even here today. Corsair production has begun from HamburgerSasu. Just to deal with these dropships. And he's just making shuttles like they're going out of style. I almost kind of feel like Hallucination would be better here. Okay, show me what's making... There you go. Just Corsairs. Sometimes clicking on the buildings does not tell me what they're producing, and it's very annoying. Like this, for example. There you go. Wraith, Wraith, lots of Wraiths. This is the most Wraiths I've seen from a Terran player since one of the last TVTs that I cast, where a lot of Wraith are fairly consistently expected. But at this stage, Marines are here, missile turrets are here, Wraith group ready to rock. How do I get rid of that? Production tab, go away. I need you to leave. Ah, well, it's fine. Is this gonna... Wow, good storms there, though. EMP tossed down preemptively, and I think a couple Zealots got out, and that was about it. So that was well defended. Really well defended by Brain. Yep, that's what I like to see. At this stage, I'd say we're pretty even. I mean, Brain has the bigger economy, and he technically has a bigger army, but I think the tech is just going to go to HamburgerSasu here, who has all of the tech options and paths anybody could ever want here today. I wonder if the reason he's not going for hallucinated shuttles is... Oh, here we go. It's because there's EMP out already, and EMP dispels those hallucinations. Wow, that was brutal. That was a takedown from Brain there. All of those shuttles die. Anything that was in those shuttles are dead, except maybe unloading a couple Zealots. That's amazing. Brain's defense today has been excellent on these drops, which is how you win a fastest map, is through drops. Obviously. We've seen enough of these now to understand how they work. I mean, maybe Disruption Web would be cool, but I don't know why the Corsairs are behind. Once again, just the target firing here. Super good. Decent storm, but the SCV evacuation had already happened. So, like, maybe you... Oh, that was a better storm. SCV's running through that storm there. And it is down to 46 workers. Okay, that first storm and the secondary storms together did some work for HamburgerSasu. It's 80 to 46 total workers. HamburgerSasu has taken the lead here. It feels like it's time to go on offense. Is it time to go on offense? Are these Wraiths purely defensive? Are they just here to wipe out groups of shuttles? Wherever they might happen to come from. Possibly, but man, Corsairs are pretty good against clumped up Wraiths. That splash damage is hugely damaging to those guys. Ton of Zealots in production here too, with absolutely no upgrades to speak of. Although maybe we have speed. I think I just saw them try to run and they had speed, so that could be what's happening here, but... Man, this is a good game. 178 to 160. We're 12 minutes in. That is what fastest map can do for you guys. Just maxed out armies, 10 minutes into the game. Tons and tons of crazy, crazy drops. Hit that like button if you're enjoying it. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying this video, and I can just get more exposure and post more stuff. I've been posting some bonus casts in the last week or so. Partially because I have some bonus content to do, and partially because... Well, you guys are stuck at home in quarantine for the most part, and having more content is always good. Which one of these? Is he just going to drop a million Zealots on the... Yeah, man, just frontal Zealot drop. But there's fire bats in bunkers and a ton of Marines, and that's get absolutely crushed, too. So, I mean, HamburgerSasu is only getting through here maybe 1 out of 4 or 5 times, but that one time he's getting through is incredibly useful. Charon booster now on the way from... our Terran player for those Goliaths. Maybe he wants additional anti-air, and I can't necessarily blame him for that. Where is our giant Corsair group? There's only 3 here, but I feel like he's been making double pumping Corsairs for the last 10 minutes. And I don't know where they are, unless they're up here. Maybe they just keep dying. I guess he just keeps running them in with the drops and sacrificing them so the drops can actually have a better chance of succeeding. But attempting to throw up cannons over this way is really, really annoying stuff. In fact, I think it'd be a good idea to drop a tank. Yeah, gonna drop a tank up here. Yep, on these ledges, it's really, really good to be able to place tanks up there because it's hard to get up there to defend or attack these unless you have drop. Speaking of drops, here comes another one. Wraiths are trying to come in and get some damage done while that drop on the other side is happening. Good storm, 92 probes. And on the other end, he's trying to drop High Templar, but there's tanks here now. I don't think... My goodness, that was absolutely shut down. On the other end, I don't know if any damage was done by the race at all. We still have 92 probes here. So both players going for drops at the same time. Too little effect for either one, I gotta say. Again, the SCV is getting pulled all the way from home, which is lost mining time, which totally sucks, but Brain's going to be maxed out here in a second. He's going to have 1 million tanks, and that's how we see Terran beat Protoss. is they just show up with a million tanks, and suddenly it's like, oh, I have a handful of zealots and like some storm, I guess. But there's no answer to that here. There's just not. Maybe a million zealots if there aren't enough vultures to handle them. There's vulture production on the way. It's going to be Goliaths, which again, Goliaths are pretty good. Goliaths are not bad against ground targets. You'd think they'd be bad against ground targets because they're so good against air targets, but perhaps not. Just throwing Marines away, I guess, to free up supply. Where's this? Oh, these Corsairs are here. Was there a drop again? Not that I can tell by the workers count there. Zealots trying to get on top of these tanks, but wow, Marines absolutely sacrificed their lives there so that only one tank would die. Those Marines get a plaque on some Hall of Fame somewhere, that's for sure. Keeping the tanks alive, Marines are willing to sacrifice their own lives for sure. More storm drops in play. These are just additional, additional cannons here. As HamburgerSasu is sitting on a 4,1700 bank. Another attempted drop coming along the north side. These Marines are just not enough. Ooh, Valkyries out though. I kind of enjoy. Nothing doing. Wow. This is so incredible by Brain. He's at 57 SCVs. He's triple pumping them. So he's trying to get that worker count up just a little bit. That poor Wraith is on hold position and dies. Tank shows up to get rid of these cannons as I'm sure Brain's starting to feel a little bit cramped with all of this yellow setting up. Yeah, it looks like we're setting up for additional production facilities down here to the south of the main base of HamburgerSasu. He just wants more room to build stuff. It's getting kind of crowded inside this location, as we can see. More Valkyries in production. These cannons getting wiped out by tanks. There's really nothing to defend them at all. And, okay, 4 more Stargates on the way. I was wondering what those were. Them are Stargates. Oh, you poor probe. Oh, you got pushed through by a friend. Hey, helping hand. Helping hands. Another attempt at a drop. Wow. Getting absolutely crushed. This High Templar does get a storm off. He ends up with 7 kills, which is, you know, it's not nothing. Not nothing. 61 workers here for Brain. Oh, it is carrier play. Yes, carrier production coming in. I couldn't promise anything because I don't watch these before I cast them. But, yeah, man, we're going to see some carrier production here as the Terran music is playing in the background. I mean, Valkyries are pretty good against carriers, at least in fastest map situations. You never see this in professional 1v1 games of PBTs at all. You never see Valkyries produced versus carriers, but in fastest map, they are. And I don't know what the difference is. They're really good at wiping out interceptors, right? And thereby rendering the carriers impotent. And I guess what I've had to explain to me before is the Valkyries can't do anything but attack air targets. So if you invest a lot into Valkyries, you can't kill ground. And like a tech switch will kill you. They can't do anything against buildings. It's basically like making a bunch of Devourers, which again, you sometimes see in fastest map. Or in team games, but not so much in the 1v1s, regular style, right? Is this a drop? Yeah, this is a dropship attempt. Where's he? I don't know, man. How about this action? Wow! I mean, Zealot's doing some work here, but it's not a storm, right? It's not a storm on that mineral patch, wiping out a million SCVs at once. So the dropships are trying to take a super roundabout way wherein they can get something done without getting scouted, but it's impossible. There are just Protoss mustard yellow buildings and units everywhere. He's trying to high ground set up here, which would be awesome, except for the fact that there are 4 carriers and 2 Goliaths to try to handle it. So good EMP. It's not bad stuff. I'm not going to argue with it. And a couple gateways do get wiped out in the process. Who's up? Is there a Zealot still up here killing stuff? He's trying. Wow, that Zealot's doing some work. Shall name him Carl. Carl the Zealot. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I don't know if there are enough carriers to do this, y'all. Yeah, they're getting out of here. So many gateways are getting wrecked. The carrier count is not healthy. The Valkyries are just chasing them down, taking a storm to the face, so they're going to retreat. But boy, howdy, Brain is in a great position. Wiping out production facilities of your opponent is such a great move. And he's got the answer to these carriers. We're still producing them, though. HamburgerSasu still making these things. He's got +1 attack, +2 shields, and +2 plating for his air units. The Valkyries at 2-2 themselves. The tanks are at 3-2 with the 3 attack. Not too shabby. I'm liking this. Double Arbiter. Oh, they're unpowered. Was he trying to go for like stasis and recall at the same time? Seems like it. Tanks unload. This is the trouble. This is where the trouble begins if you're a Protoss player against a Terran on this map. Or really anywhere. If there are tanks in your main base killing your stuff, it is so stupidly hard to dislodge them. Storm's trying to get rid of these Valkyries, kind of storming their own Corsairs here too. The Corsairs actually kind of winning this. Even though the Valkyries are split, and you know what? The Corsairs are gone. The carrier group is only 5. He's bringing in shuttles to mess with the anti-air AI of the Goliaths. And it looks like HamburgerSasu is going to be able to get rid of this. Just barely. After losing a bunch of robos and gateways and pylons and stuff. Which is annoying, but again, he does have the resources down here and the real estate down there to build more stuff. But the carrier interceptor count is not incredible. I mean, we've seen more interceptors before. Let's just say that. Tank's going to take down that cybernetics core, which totally sucks. Cyber core is a gateway building that allows you to build other tech structures. Is he just gonna... Alright, Fleet Beacon not getting fired on. That's out of range of... Really? Is that out of range of the tanks? It is. Huh. Maybe not out of range. If he had a vision over here, I bet he could hit it with his tanks there. This game is chaos. I'm loving it. This is really good. We've got stuff in the middle happening. Tanks and Goliath just wiping out the presence of HamburgerSasu down in that section of the map. More Terran music and a million more Valkyries out. Are we getting... Wow, we are getting Disruption Web. How's that? 3-3 for the Valkyries. We still only have the +1 air attack for the carriers here. They're working on +2. Brain is just wiping out this southern home getaway that HamburgerSasu had set up, trying to keep it hidden from the Terran player, but he's safe. He feels much safer than he did a while ago, and he's going to wipe out all of these little hideaway places that HamburgerSasu has set up. This poor drop, though. This poor drop, though. Do they even know what's up? They're clumping up. They're clumping up. They're going to just unload here because all the dropships are dead and they know it. So Tank's trying to do what they can. Valkyries continuing to fly in. Storm on top of these Valkyries. Again, use it defensively here. Valks don't have a lot. I mean, it's 200 HP, which is actually more than a tank. But still, any damage you can get on these Valkyries is going to be good damage. The Zealots should be able to handle those tanks down that away. But somehow, HamburgerSasu has found himself on the back foot for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Where to that point, he was consistently continuing to drop Brain and try to wipe him out. Yeah, that southern base is totally gone. DT's kind of wiping out tanks over in this area until scans happen and then the DTs are out. I mean, HamburgerSasu's taken some hits here, don't get me wrong, but he's still at 186 supply and 72 probes. I think he's all right. Disruption Web getting tossed down on these Goliaths. They can't attack unless they get outside of it. Oh, they took down a carrier. They're going to get another one, too. Good micro on display here, honestly, on these Goliaths. Getting them out of the disruption webs, leaving the tanks to do the job of actually wiping out these gateways for HamburgerSasu. I don't know, man. This is anybody's game right now. I have no idea who's going to come out on top here, and that makes me so happy. This is good stuff. RJB, you are the best stuff. Bring out the best stuff and bring out the best. Boy, commercials, man. They stick in your head, don't they? So the answer to carriers here is going to be more Goliaths from Brain. He's making additional tanks. You don't want to stop making tanks just because the carriers exist. Because then, like, Mass Zealot kind of just overwhelms you and other bad things. Carriers getting up there in number. Like, when you get enough carriers and their interceptor count is high enough, they get fairly terrifying. +3 attacks on the way for those guys. Recalls being researched. by HamburgerSasu. Every time I want to say it with a French accent, and I don't know why. The Francais. Way, way. Doo-doo. Maybe the music wants Brain to win here. Anyway, DT's coming in. Wop, 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 wop. And just a little scan enough to wipe those guys out. That's DTs in a nutshell for you. They're real scary until they can be visible, and then they die. 3 lines of missile turrets up this way. That is such great defense. Oh my gosh, Disruption Web! Disruption Web being used. Does he successfully unload any Storm over here? He does! He does unload some Storm here. The pull on the SCVs again, really nicely done. And it's still 64 SCVs for Brain. That could have been a lot worse. Once again, just fantastic, fantastic play with the missile turrets, with the Goliaths, with the Valkyries that are over here, just causing problems for HamburgerSasu's attempt to drop. First Arbiter of the day is out. Look at that sweet, sweet cloaking sound. Poor Corsairs outside in the cold. Alright, Brain says enough is enough. We're going to bring the tanks. We're going to wipe out your ground army. We have enough Valkyries to cause problems for your air army, and we just EMP'd everybody. So here you go. Zealots getting on top of the tanks, wiping a few of them out easily enough. Again, more Valkyrie chaos. Nice snipe on the Observer. Whether it was a snipe or just splash damage getting some stuff done, I don't know. But again, it is always a problem when the Terran player shows up with a bunch of tanks and is in your house. HamburgerSasu has overcome this already in this game. I'm not sure many other players could. More Disruption Web getting used here. Tanks can't fire if they're under Disruption Web. Valkyries in the mix here as well. Storm getting tossed down on everything. But I don't know, man. There's still a lot of Valkyries remaining. Millions of Zealots coming out of these gateways all the time. 14 Zealots at a time in production, and the tanks have to get out of there. The Valkyries couldn't get the job done on the Air Protoss army. The tanks are in full retreat. It's 184 to 164 supply. Brain has a ton of economy. He has a huge bank with his 64 SCVs. Where the heck does he... I don't know if I missed a tank drop, but Hamburger's down to 25 probes, you guys. I might have to rewind that. Did he sack those? He might have sacked those to get a bigger army because he has a big enough bank. I wouldn't be surprised. But the fact that the Nexus is on fire... Meh. We'll find out together here. But, yeah, there's not enough anti-air here. There are like 4 Goliaths versus 6 carriers, a bajillion Zealots with 322. And the army for Brain is just getting eviscerated. Science Vessel gone. Pushing in. Brain is making a bunch of raids. He's making a bunch of Goliaths, but this frontal assault is the first real serious frontal assault we've seen from HamburgerSasu today. He's tried dropping up here a couple times, but he's just like, you know what, let's do this. Let's do this thing now. The carriers, again, not much to oppose them, especially if Zealots are on top of your Goliaths. The Wraiths trying to sneak on in here, but no! Not enough from HamburgerSasu. Brain does have enough to take it down, and Sasu taps out. Brain is your winner in 28 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay, real quick, guys. Bear with me here. Hit that like button if you enjoyed that game, though. Doesn't cost you anything. Very easy to do. All right. We need to bring up the workers tab. Okay, so it's already at 25 there. $68. Okay, so it's 68 at 25.54. What the heck happens here? Bear with me. We're gonna make this. We're gonna do this thing. Turn the music back on just so it's a little more exciting. Yeah, man, 68 probes. Oh, this is happening. We're going to speed it up. Poor missile turret guys. Somebody said they should make a mod where missile turret dudes, if you speed up the replay. Oh, that was it. Did he just run probes down? Gosh, I can't see anything up there. That is such a terrible location to spawn. One more time. I know some of you are hating this. I'm sorry. We'll get to the final score in a second. I just really need to see what the heck that was. Like, really need to see. I was looking at other stuff. I don't know why. All right, so boop. We're going to turn that off so we can see. Well, hang on. Is anybody? There's nothing up here. 68, 68. Oh, he's okay. There it is. He stormed his own probes to free up supply so he could make more stuff. Which he does. He makes more stuff. He gets up to 200 supply here. This was a gambit. This was him going... There's a StarCraft 2 term called the Fist of Neeb, where a Protoss player named Neeb wiped out all of his probes in order to make a bigger army. He was Protoss 2, and he had carriers and stuff. And he won with it. It was a huge gamble, because if you don't just win, then your economy's in the toilet, and you're not going to win. It's hard to recover from that. I mean, I don't know. Hamburger had a 10,000, 5,000 bank. It's not like he was broke. But nice EMP there. It was just disgustingly good. 3 of those carriers knocked down to 0 shields. And then Brain's just able to produce 7 Wraiths at a time, 3 Goliaths at a time. Yeah, and then he loses a bunch of... all his Zealots can't quite break through, and he taps out. All right. All right, good enough. What a match, though. Holy smokes. I don't know if that gets an epic tag, but maybe just for the gambit at the end. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you think that was epic. 409,000 points for Brain, 405,000 points for HamburgerSasu. Brain killed 462 units. Way more units produced by Hamburger. That's a lot of Zealots. Structures here. Whoa, so many Protoss buildings killed. And hardly any Terran buildings gone down, which I'm not sure. Again, losing those early gateways was a problem for HamburgerSasu, and just mined a ton more minerals, had consistently more probes than SCVs, and spent about, God, is that 106, 128? That's 20,000 more resources spent by HamburgerSasu when he lost. That's a crazy number. I mean, that's fastest map, right? Incredible. What a match. Just wow. That was a ton of fun. Hope you enjoyed it, because that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a fastest map. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.